Gory Toons presents Veterans Vengeance Commentary. This is the latest episode as of the making of this. It's Flippy time to shine again. I make it a mission to make these sort of eps, since he's the most popular character. A special note about this episode, this was in production for a long time. Yeah, it took a span of 4 years to make this. That's probably why this might be slightly better than my usual stuff, haha. Flippy episodes are essentially a yearly tradition at this point. For when Gory Toons somehow makes its return, expect a Flippy episode each year. My honest opinion about Flippy, he's really fun. I can totally see why people love him. But in all honesty, it requires genius to come up with Flippy kills. They're usually elaborate and creatively designed. In this episode, I had to really think to come up with really good Flippy kills. A lot of these kills could be a lot better, to be honest, rewatching this now, but some Flippy kills do get a small laugh out of me. IMO, I wouldn't call this my best episode. Not by a long shot. I think that title goes to All for Ski, Dieseling Derby, or Good Fright. I even prefer some other episodes over this one. But I would say, this is an improvement in any regard. The animation is a lot more fluid, there's a bit more details, and I think a few gags might make this funny. There's Clara. Hey Clara. Let's talk about Clara. She's my OC. It's a rule that she is the one Gory Toons character to never die. Again, IRC, that has something to do with her being my OC. She's gotten some development, but not much, but in a foreseeable Gory Toons revival, I would want to expand upon Clara. Give her more episodes. I'm not sure what her gimmick should be. At most, she's a maid. Should I make her a cooking-themed character? Actually, that sounds like a fun idea. Anyway, like Flippy, expect a yearly Clara appearance in the following seasons. Maybe even a few, since she's meant to be more a supporting character rather than an occasional one. Okay, so this is what I mean by my effort of making Flippy's kills creative. This toothy one is an example. I really had to think to make this one. It's really a death HDF hasn't done before, so I thought it would be a cool Flippy kill. There's Kyle's dad. Since he's a scum, it would be perfect to use this Flippy kill on him. Rest in piss, Jerry. Now this one death is my favorite in the whole episode. Maybe it's because it felt like a traditional HDF death. Or maybe it's the comedic timing. Whatever it is, this death felt the most clean and HDF inspired. The following deaths have a bit less flair in my opinion. Flippy's a lot more reckless from this point forward. I guess using tools would be a bit too obvious. Sniffles' reaction was pretty funny though. Sniffles always gets the worst ways to perish, so this episode was no exception. Poor Sniffles. I really showed all his organs there. But imagine if Flippy used a wrecking ball. That would be crazy. Now this demise is a lot more edgy, I guess. I really wanted to drive home the idea of Kirby being flattened like a pancake by a wrecking ball. Also, Stan and Kyle appearance. For a third time, I seriously need to use these characters. Now I get how HTF fans or SP fans feel when they get nothing but Randy/Lumpy content. I will try to not cram in Pop or SpongeBob in every episode I make. If anything, I want to make more episodes about the other Happy Tree friends or the actual main characters of South Park. Anyway, I think this Flippy kill right here is a bit lame. I wanted to do a gag, but it ended up being a bit underwhelming. I'll definitely try to step up my game in the possible Gory Toons Season 6. Flippy is a character you have to master. He's so well written, but you have to implement so many key elements of his episodes that make him such a good character. This episode could be a lot better, believe me. One problem I have with it is that I made it too cartoony. When I make the next Flippy episode, I want to make it grim. Flippy is a stealthy character. He sneaks around to deal with his targets. He's also seen from many angles and shots. One problem I have with Gory Toons is that the angles aren't too dynamic. It's a bit too two-dimensional. I always want to patch up Gory Toons animations. Make the characters look a lot more fluid and clean. Expect the too much screen time effect to happen possibly. And we cap off this episode with possibly the most elaborate Flippy kill. This Flippy kill took the most effort. This deals with a lot of classic tropes, and the final product is definitely interesting. You know my opinion on Petunia, and honestly, I think I've done her justice in this show. She gets a lot of scenes and deaths. She's a really fun character to maim. And yeah, that was the Flippy episode. It was something. Flippy as a character is amazing. Did I convert that well into a crossover? That's for you to decide. Anyway, that's all.